Hi guys, this is our very last lesson on finance, and as you can recall, we did basically the F and the P formulae and the A formula that we learned in grade 11 all the time. They were just different scenarios, and the only thing that we haven't done yet is to find the time period, the N. It's going to be exactly the same formula that you're used to, but now we need to find the N. So after this lesson, you'll be able to, if they don't tell you how many years you have to either invest or to pay back, you will be able to work it out after this lesson. But before we do this, there's a few log things that you must be reminded on. Firstly, if I have a log with an exponent there, we can take the exponent right to the front, and then it looks like the right-hand side of the equal sign. Why would we want to do that? That is the log law, but we want to do that because remember now we want to solve for n. Now if you think of all your compound formulae, they've got the n hanging in the air. So to get down that n, if we can make the two bases on both sides the same, we can just drop the n. But you'll see these sums are more complicated. We cannot get them the same. So therefore we need another method, and therefore we need to use this log law. To get the n down on earth, to be able to solve the n, you need to bring it forward and use that law. And then if I've got two things equal to one another, like the x is equal to y, this is why I love maths. You can just do whatever you like to that equation, as long as you do it on both sides. Whatever you like. So if you want to use your logs in order to solve something, you can just put a log word in front of each side. You'll see just now when we do the example why we do that. And then probably the most important, if I have an example like 2 to the power of n is equal to 8, and I need to find that, now we all know the n is 3 because 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So we know the answer. That's why I'm using a simple example like this. But if it was a difficult thing, how would you go about? Now I like to just do the straightforward thing. That n there is your exponent. And remember, another word for exponent when we did exponent lessons is just log. Log and exponent is just the same thing. Because the n is hanging in the air, it is my exponent. So n is my exponent. Log is just the same thing as exponent. What was my base of that little exponent? It was a 2. There's my base of my log. Log, that is my base. The thingy at the bottom, my footnote, is my base. What did I not write down yet? The 8, and then I just slot in the 8. So this is how I prefer to do it, to just straight away to conform it to log, because that's how I'm going to get the n down. Or you can do this. You have your 2 to the n, you have your 8. You can just put a log word in front of each. And now I want the n down to earth. So I'm going to bring the n right to the front with my first log law that you see on this page. This side is still log 8. How do you get the n all alone? It's being multiplied with the log, so you divide. So you say log 8 divided by log 2. Now if you click this on your calculator, you will see the answer is 3, because we know the answer is 3. You can go and check. But there's even a better way. If you do this, and you use that little log rule of yours, that was also a log rule that you learned when we did logs and exponents. You can make 2 different logs, just one, because there is a button on your calculator that has got a little footnote and a big number next to the log word. So instead of clicking log 8 divided by log 2, you can just click the one button, log 2 8, and it will also give you 3. But whichever one, they both give you the same answer. That's why I say the very last, easiest of all lessons is what we're doing there. So yes, your formula. If I do the normal compound formula, remember compound formula means you're adding each month or each year on top of one another. It's your normal A formula. If I want the n all alone, firstly you get rid of the p, which is being multiplied, so you must divide by it. Then you want the n down on earth. So you either do what I did there, you just say n is my log or my exponent. What is my base underneath the n? My base is 1 plus I. And what have I not written down? The A over P. Just make very sure that you put it in brackets, A over P. Because whatever is after a log word is 1 unit, so it needs to be in brackets. So I prefer to, from that step, to just straight away do it here. But you need to practice it a few times. If you just understand the language, remember maths problems is normally because you don't understand the language. But you know now, log is another word for exponent. So if you just write down, my n was my log. My n was my exponent. What was the base here at the bottom? The 1 plus I. So you make the 1 plus I the base of your log. And what did I not write down yet? the A over P, and there's your thing written. Or you can put a log word in front of each side. Then you can bring that N right to the front, which has happened here. Then you can say, but I want the N all alone, so I must divide by both. And this, in any case, can be rewritten as one log word with the footnote here, the base, and the rest there, A over P. And you can see it's exactly the same that I wrote right on top there without having all of these steps. But it depends what you're comfortable with. If you can do it straight away from there to there, it's very easy if you understand the language. So go check and see which one is easiest for you. Let's do an example. Always best to do an example. 30,000 Rand is invested now. So that is my P amount at an interest rate of 12%, my I, per annum compounded monthly. Remember, even if I take this one amount and I put it in the bank for a whole year or 10 years, if they compound the interest monthly, I'm going to get more interest in the end because they calculate it more regularly. How long will it take? So what are they asking? How long will it take, is my N, for the investment to double in value? Double means in the end, it must be double. So my end value, remember what I said, A is actually the first letter of the alphabet, but it represents the end value, the accumulated amount. That's why they use A, the end value. So let's see, do I have my 3 ticks? 1, 2, 3 ticks that are given. Always check that. And there's my fourth thing is the N, which I need to find. My formula, because it's only one big amount, there's my formula. Okay, just before I carry on. At this time, let's just do a little bit of revision. The F and the P formulae are only being used if you've got small amounts that are being paid into the bank monthly or to the car dealer or whatever. You're paying it monthly. Then you know it's the small little x, and I use the F and the P formula. If there's big amounts involved and it's one big amount only once off, we use the A formula. And because it's invested and there's interest added, it's the plus formula. Good. Now just remember, let's go there. My I is 12%, 0.12. We don't like over fractions, over 100. But it's compounded monthly. Monthly. That means I must divide it by 12. And remember I said if it's been divided by 12, you can really just do it 0.01. It just makes it easier. Just be very careful that you don't write 0.1. So rather just quickly check it on your calculator. Good. Now because it's now months, just remember the N that you're going to find in your answer is also going to be months. Because now your problem is in a monthly manner. You do not have to write 12N because the N automatically, because it's one formula and my I is in months, the N is automatically going to be months. I do not know what the N is yet. So I'm going to fill in my, let's start with the P. The P was 30,000. It must double. That means it must become 60,000. My I is 0.01 to the power of N. Now I need to get that N all alone. So I know somehow I need to get the N down to earth. I need logs for that. But that means the bracket must be all alone. So firstly, I go to the left-hand side. Now this probably you could have just done in your head, but I'll just rather write it out so you can see all the steps. And this I can just make 1.01 to the power of N because I can just add it easily. Now that gives me 2. 1,01 to the power of N. Now if you use my method of just straight away writing now, so I'm going to say it slowly again, then you'll see how easy it is. N is what I want, is my exponent. Another word for exponent is just log. So N is my log, N is my exponent. What was my footnote on underneath the N? Yeah, it was 1.01. What did I not write down yet? The 2. And if you click that on your calculator, I'll do it just now. You go to the very right-hand side of your calculator. There's log with a little block at the bottom and a bigger block next to it. The bottom one is 1.01. To the right-hand side is 2. And if I click it, it gives me 69.7. Remember, this is months. You agree? Now, if you need 69.7 or even 69.1, the minute you go over 69 months, you're in the 70th month. So even if that was, let me just write it here. Even if it was 69.1, which normally will be rounded up to just 69. Remember, this is a practical thing. It means I'm going to take 69 months and some little piece of the month to come. That's why we just say the full next month is 70 months. And you can rather make it 12 go in there, 5 years and 10 months. Good. But let me just show you the other method in case you prefer the other method. If you're there and you don't know how to straight away change it to log, although it's really very easy, you just put the log word in front of each side. You put the log word in front there. You put the log word in front there. 1,01 to the power of n. Then you use that log law that says bring the n to the front. Log 1,1. And we prefer to keep it in a bracket. Log 2, maybe we should just keep it in a bracket because if there's more than one thing, it needs to be in a bracket. Now I need the n all alone. So I'm going to leave the n on the right-hand side and I'm going to say log 2 divided by log 1,01. And if you look at that, there it can be rewritten as log with the 1.01 as the footnote and the 2 on the top, and it's going to give you exactly the same answer. Good. So it's very short, these problems. Just make very sure if they say monthly, that you make your I monthly, divide by 12. The N will then automatically be months. So the answer that you get is months. And if you want to write it neater, you will just change it and you will make it years and months. Good. I'm taking this off. It's your last financial lesson that you're going to practice. And as you see, it's a very, very easy one. You've done all the difficult ones already. Let's just see if there were other notes. These ones I can leave because it's just good for you to know. Good. There is the timeline. And there's the proper answer, which is exactly what we did. Here we did the log word in front of each. Where I said I would prefer to just rather go from there. And I'm just going to do it once more. The N is my exponent. Another word is log. What is the footnote of the N? The 1,01. What else is not written down yet? The 2. And there's exactly the thing that I've got there, just written in a different manner. Good. And then I skip all the steps at the bottom and I just click my calculator. So go redo this. Make sure that you understand it 100%. Let's do another example. Henry needs to take out a loan of 75,000 Rand, but he can only afford to pay 1,500 Rand per month. Now, loan present for myself now, P. Always loan is the P formula because it's the present now for myself. You can only afford to pay 1,500 Rand per month. A small amount every month. What is that represented by? The little x. It's not often that they give you the little x, but here they do. How long will it take? So I'm going to make my question mark here. How long will it take him to repay the loan if the interest rate, there's the interest rate, the I, compounded monthly? Now you remember I always say repayment monthly, interest rate will be monthly. Good, let's check if we've got 3 things ticked. 1, 2, 3 things ticked. The 4th thing is the N that is unknown. So this is my normal. Now it's the P formula because there's small amounts that are being paid monthly. So can you clearly see the difference between the A and the P formula? Because the only thing that pupils get wrong in the exams, they pick the wrong formula. And remember, if you pick the wrong formula, you get 0. We don't check any step, any nothing. You get 0 because the formula is wrong. So make 100% sure. And just to summarize again, the A and the A is equal to P formula is for big amounts only. Once off, big amount. Even if the interest is calculated monthly, it's one big amount like the previous sum we did. This one is monthly. Now, the monthly installments can either be because you're paying back a loan, or it can be an investment because you are investing, the F formula, whichever one, to find the N. So let's go to my timeline. There's the timeline. It was 1,000 Rand per month. The interest rate, let's just make sure, was 16.2%. Remember, that's 0.162, but now I change it. This is now months. My N, which is unknown, will automatically also be months because in one sum you can only use 1 unit. Good. There's my P formula. You all know the P formula by now very, very well. So I'm going to fill in. They want in the end, let me just go back. What do they want in the end? He needs to take out a loan, 75,000 Rand. Not in the end. Loan is now. So he now wants the loan of 75,000. The little x, I know it was 1,500. And the n, I do not know. So just remember, once you get your n, the I, why do I not fill in the I? The I was 0.162 over 12. So 0.162 over 12. Now this one seems a bit more complicated because it's a longer formula. I need to get that little n all alone. So firstly, I need to get rid of this fraction here. So I'm going to take the 75,000 and I'm going to multiply it by 0.162 over 12 because this is furthest away. Then I want to get rid of that 1,500 in front. So I'm going to, in the same step, do 1,500. Because then I'm left on the right-hand side with 1 minus 1 plus 0.162 over 12 to the power of minus n. Now let's just keep our head straight. Can you see what I did? I got rid of this fraction at the bottom first by timesing by it. Then I got rid of that 1,500. I need to start furthest away, take away until the n is left. So that was being multiplied, so I needed to divide. And just to make it easier, I can scratch out 2 zeros. I can even divide 15 in there because it goes in there nicely 5 times. But if you don't want to, you just keep it like this. Now I need that n all alone. But there's a minus in front of that bracket. I don't like minuses in front of anything that I need to solve. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the whole bracket to the left-hand side. 1 plus 0.162 over 12 to the power of minus n. Don't worry about the minus in front of the n. I'll deal with that when I get there. At this stage, it's still hanging in the air. And if I bring it to the left-hand side, it means the 1 is still standing where it was. Minus, and maybe I'm going to quickly do that. 750. Now, I know what the answer is, but I want you to do it with your calculator. Because if you just do it in your head, maybe you'll say 5, because you know 15 goes into 75 5 times. But it's now 750. So rather make very sure, and it just makes it easier because then I don't have a fraction. So it's 50 times 0.162 over 12. 1 minus that whole, let's do it a different color just to let you see that whole thing there is now what I've got here. Have you got that? And I just close my bracket. So 15 goes into 750 50 times, and next to it is still that bracket. It just makes the calculation a bit easier. Now I need to get rid of that, not get rid, I need to get that minus 1 all on its own. Now I'm going to use the method that I prefer. I'm going to write down the minus n is my log. You agree with me? It's my exponent. What is the little footnote? Now, if you want to, because it's a lot of typing and you want to first work out that bracket, feel free to do it. I just don't like working out, writing down, working out, because then you may not use the rounded off numbers. So if you want to work out this orangey thing and the stuff inside the bracket, you may not now round it off because you're still busy inside the problem. Then you need to use your memory and store it every time in your memory. So that's why I rather prefer to leave it. So what was my footnote of the minus n? That whole big fat bracket. 1 plus 0.162 over 12, close the bracket. What did I not write down now? The whole right-hand side. So in my bracket here, 1 minus 50, bracket 0.162, oh, I left out the 1 there, over 12, close the bracket. So, and you see there's now 2 brackets, so let me just make it fat and big, so that you can see that whole big fat bracket stands next to the log word. If you did it the other way, you would have put a log word in front of each side of the equal sign, and then bring the n to the front, the minus n, and then divide. You're going to get exactly the same answer. Now, this is a quite lengthy answer, a lengthy thing to do, but I'm going to do it on the calculator so that you see. I'm going to go to this little log thing right at the right-hand side, because it's got a footnote place, and it's got a big block. At the footnote, I'm going to make a bracket, because it says there, in a bracket, 1 plus fraction, 0.162 over 12. Make very sure that you go to the right-hand side and close your bracket, and make sure, double check it. Yes, my footnote looks exactly like that footnote. Then you go with your cursor to the big block next to the log word, and you click in. Bracket, there's already a bracket. 1 minus, because you remember I said there's always a bracket next to the log word. They already put it in there for you. 1 minus 50, bracket, fraction 0.162 over 12. Go to the right-hand side because there's now already a bracket next to the fraction, but you must close the very big bracket around the whole thing that you put in there. And then if you click the equal sign, oopsie, I made an error. Let me just quickly go back with my cursor. So somehow I put in too many brackets. You see, this is what happens. If your calculator says error, I forgot to say that in all the previous lessons. If your calculator states error, it means there's some technical error that you made. Mostly it's a bracket that you put in too few or too much. So I'm going to go back with my cursor and I'm going to check there on the right hand side. There's my one bracket and my other bracket. You just very quickly go back to the very front and see there's that. Okay, there you get the answer. Minus n is equal to 83,81. Remember what I said? This is now months, but it's minus. Sorry, it's minus on my calculator. But I don't want minuses, so I need to change it to a plus. So I'm just going to say n is equal to 83.81. Now remember, it's all months, so I need to round it. I don't want to say round it up or down because it's always into the next month. Even if it was just 83.1, I need to go into the next month. So it's 84 months, and guess what? That means n is 7 years. So I will need 7 years in order to pay back this loan. Good. And that is how you find n. So it's really just, all of this lesson is just about how to find your n all alone. Just make very sure that you've got all the brackets at the right place. I had one bracket too little in my calculator, so that's why it gave me an error. But when you go back with your cursor, you can clearly check that you've got, that's why I always say, your display on your calculator must look exactly like the formula that you're busy clicking in there. Good. Now I'm going to take this off because last difficult, not really difficult, but long, it's a lengthy formula, so it's a lot of stuff that you need to click into your calculator. I'm also going to take this off so that you can do it all on your own. So do not look at any answer, go on a clean sheet of paper. Afterwards, you can go to the answer that is written out neatly there for you and check your answer that you get to the same amount that we've got there. And then there's always some exercises. You pause on the exercise, you do it on a clean sheet of paper, and once you've done the second page of exercises, you will be 100% well away for finance. I'm sure you're going to do very well in your finance question because actually for formulae, you know it by now very well. We've done millions of it. You just need to understand each letter and what they stand for, and then you will be fine for the exam. Good luck. I hope you all get 100% for your finance question in the exams.